Hello everyone, I'm Emily Powers and I'm going to be showing you today how to paint these mountains and trees, lake in acrylics, and it's step by step so that you can see the whole thing and follow along and paint with me if you'd like. And the supplies I'm using are in the description. And there's also links in the description where you can buy those supplies, and a percentage of your purchase supports my channel. And I'm going to start with my dark blue pencil. So any watercolor, this is a watercolor pencil, so something that will come off with water is good for your drawing so that it'll just wipe off as you paint. And I'm going to do a line where I'm going to have like my snow, and I'm going to put it just a little bit below the middle. So if here's the middle, I'm just going to come like a little bit below it and just kind of go across. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because it's just snow, so it can have imperfections in it. And then I'm going to have a mountain. I'm going to mark it kind of like in the third. I'm going to have one mountain kind of come up here. And then it's going to come down like that. So this is kind of where I had the third mark right here. So I just kind of marked up here more towards the top of the canvas, and then I did some waves and then come down and then just slowly make it kind of go down. And then on this side I'm going to do it pretty similar. I'm going to start about here and do that down, come down, out. I'm going to have another mountain. Comes here and then out again, and then down. And then I'm going to have another piece right there. Alright, so it doesn't have to look exactly like mine or like the picture, just kind of give some areas where you want your mountains to be. And then there's going to be some trees in here and trees all in here, but we don't really have to draw it because we're going to be painting over anyway. And then this is where we did that first line, and I'm going to mark a little bit below that and just kind of mark where I want my lake to start. It's kind of dark in here, so it's a little hard to see. Alright, so this is going to be like the snow, and where there's going to be some other trees, and then this is all going to be water down in here. So I'm going to get my number 6 bright. It's a Princeton Umbria. It's a 1/2 inch. And I also forgot to say there's also a link in the description where you can get brushes from the brush guys. And so I'm going to start in here and do the sky. And I'm going to get my titanium white and phthalo blue. So I'm just making a light blue, and then I'm going to go in here, and there might be a little bit more white in certain areas. So I'm just going to brush that in, and you can go over your mountains slightly. It's probably better for you to go over them a little bit than to try to, you know, go, if you don't go far enough, and then your mountains might end up being bigger because you didn't put the sky close enough to them. So I'm just going to put that light color in here. And now I'm going to get my blue again, do a little darker, and blend it in. And you can get some water to help it go on better. Alright, a little bit more. So I'm just getting it darker the higher I go. And you want to go kind of fast so that the paint that you put down first doesn't start drying. Because you want to be able to blend them, so. Alright. Alright, so towards the top, in this corner, it's going to be pretty dark. So I'm getting a lot more blue and less white. And now I'm going to get a little bit of my Mars black and add it to it just a little, and put some of that in. Alright, so I'm probably going to go back over again another time and blend it a little better. But that's going to be the first layer. And if you enjoy the video, please give it a like and subscribe. I post a new video every Friday, so you can paint along my tutorials. Alright, and then for the mountains, I'm going to make a little bit of like a gray. So I'm going to get some black and I'm going to add some blue to it. Make it kind of blue. And I'm going to put that for the mountains back here. And I'm hoping to try to make this video a little shorter, since my last video that was supposed to be shorter turned out to be a little longer than I wanted. So and the edge of the mountain doesn't have to be perfectly smooth either. It can have some, like, you know, rough edges on it. And I get a little bit more water. Alright, and then kind of in here, it's kind of like a dark blue. I'm going to get some phthalo blue and the black and put that in here. Alright, rinsing that out. And I'm going to go back to the gray and put it up in here. And we'll probably end up covering over some of it when we do our sky again, but so really you could just wait and do this sky, you know, the whole sky, and finish that off first. But and put some right in here just to cover that up. And then I'm going to get my black and do down in here, since it's trees. Alright, rinse that out. And now I'm going to get my white. See, it's dry, so white and some blue. use that as the snow. My first layer of snow. And I'm not using white for the snow because snow isn't always pure white. Like, it can have gray or blue or other colors in it. So it's kind of blue in this. So instead of doing white, I want to do this color. Alright, and now for the lake, I'm going to start with the lighter like blue in here. So we're going to kind of do it similar to the sky. We're just going to do it like flipped, so we're going to do it like upside down. So I'm going to do light blue here. And then slowly get darker. There's still some lighter blue on this side because it's the same side. We have lighter over here and darker over here, so we want to do that in the water. And then get darker. Alright, and now I'm going to want to get some white, and I'm fine if I have blue in my brush right now. I'm going to do some white. It's going to be reflecting white from the mountains. Some white. And now I'll rinse this off. And I'm going to get my black, and there's some black in the water. So it belongs against the edge of the snow, where the snow meets the water. Put that black. Alright, I'm going to pull down because that's kind of the direction of the reflection. But I don't want to put the black too far out either, and then make it hard to cover later. Add some blue over here, a little bit of white. All right. So there's like the first layer, and we still have, I still see some of the canvas showing through the white dots, but I'll get that later. Alright, so now we'll do the second layer on the sky. Just a little bit of blue with white at first. And make sure your mountains are dry, because you want your mountains and your sky to be dry, because you want your mountains to be dry because you don't want any of that mountain color getting into the sky. And you could use a bigger brush probably if you wanted to, but seems like it's drying really quick. And it's fine if it is streaky a little bit, but I want it to be as blended as I can. And maybe it'll dry before you get it as blended as you want. Sometimes if it dries and you know it's okay, like I'll just leave it. Certain things, it's like if it's close enough, I'll just leave it like that and won't worry about it anymore. Alright, now I'm getting Phthalo Blue, putting it up here. Alright, now I get a little bit of black with the blue and do the corner real dark. Alright, so that's pretty good for the sky. And I'm going to actually Let me think. I'm gonna do this area on this mountain next. So I'm getting black going up against it. And kind of flick in some. Flicking into the mountain and just kind of letting it so I want it to just kind of have black in both parts here. And then I'm going to get some black and blue. Alright, and I want some white. And I want to make like a blue, like a middle blue, and just kind of add some in the middle of that dark area. It's kind of foggy there, so I'll do some more later, but alright. And then I'll get some more white with that and do this lighter mountain back here. All right. And now I'm going to get my 1/4" angular shader. It's Princeton Select, but any brush you have that's similar is fine. And then I'm going to work on this mountain here. So I'm going to get black. And you don't need a whole lot of paint. I'm just going to kind of not pressing down really hard, but I'm going to drag the paint off my brush. So it can have some little areas where you can see the last color through. Sorry about that noise. It's the fridge. It makes that noise a lot. And I'm going to do a bunch of black in here. Come a little higher with it. Alright, now I'm going to get my phthalo blue and some white. Kind of make like a medium blue. It still has some of those other colors. And I'm just going to brush on some of that. In there. And there's kind of like a area in here that's kind of going in, and then area in here where it changes from like shadowed to like bright white because the sun is hitting it. And then there's going to be some more back here where it's shadowed again. And push some back there. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here pretty much. I'll do it a little different just because it's a different mountain, but put some black here. I'm putting some black right there. And my mountain came out a little further, so I'll go back later and fix it. And then I'm gonna need get some white with it and put some in here. All right. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back to the brush I was using before, my 1/2 inch bright, and mix some blue again for this. I'm going to make it a little lighter than last time. And alright, and I might get a little bit of a darker color up against the edge. Okay. Alright. So I've got a little bit of a darker blue along the edge of that. And now I'm gonna do another layer on the water. So right now it doesn't look real good because it's in the beginning part of the painting, but later on, the more we work on it, the better it'll look. Alright, so mix that light blue. Okay. And I'm going to rinse that out of my brush. And get some white. It's got some blue with it, but that's alright. And put that in here so now it doesn't have as much blue in it. And I'm going to flick down. And this is going to be like the white on top of the mountains that's reflecting in here. There's a little bit in here. Get some of that gray and get some blue. And put that before where I want like any black to go. Put that first. Alright, and then we'll take the black and I'm gonna put that black over, and I kind of wanted to put that like gray color we put before so that in between there'd be like a color that might be in between the black and the white just a little bit. And this side there's some black against here. It's not as black on this other side as it is on here, that side. And I don't want to do this part yet. It's going to be reflecting the trees back there. So it's going to be some dark here. Alright, and now I want to get Phthalo Blue. And a little bit of white. And I didn't rinse the black out, so it's going to put a little bit of that in. And I'm going to put blue, dark blue, in here. I'm going to put some blue kind of in between where I put the black. Okay. And there's going to be some black up here too with the mountain. Alright. And get a little bit of white. And it's still got some blue, but put a little bit of white in there. A little bit of black down right there. Alright. So we can make it look like water later by putting some like sideways brush strokes and make it look like water, like that. Alright, and now I'm going to go back to my angled black brush and get some white. Let's see. Some white. And it's going to go where it would be really bright on the mountain. And just gently kind of brush some on. Just let the canvas just kind of pick it up. The black. Alright, I'm going to get some blue with that white. And just put some blue in different areas. And get some more white so it's a really light blue. And put that in. Alright, and I'll put some of that over. It's too far. So see, I went too far and I just wiped it off with my rag and some water. Wiped it off. And I'll get the white and a little bit of black, and you can add a little bit of blue. And I'm going to mark back where I want the mountain to go. The black and do some of those dark lines and put my gray and get the white and get lighter. Okay, go on the top, and then some lighter color down. And I'm going to go over here and do some more white over here too. Alright, and I want to get some light blue and do okay, I'm mixing kind of more of that gray with some blue and white. And you're not going to see all this because there's going to be trees covering it, so. Put some lighter color over there. Okay, so got a little bit more detail in it. And now I'm going to do some of those lines in the water down here. But first, let me get that black. It's still kind of got some gray in here from the last time I did it, so put that in there. I'm going to do a dark line right in here. I'm going to make that where where the lake stops. So this is going to be the lake now. I'm going to flick some of that lighter blue from the snow into the water. I'm going to get some black so it doesn't show as much, and do some over here. Alright, so let me see, I'm gonna get some more blue with that what I was just using, and I'm gonna take some and flick, do more of that reflection from the snow, still a little bit, get a little bit more white and more of that lighter blue. Alright, and there's some trees here, so it's not going to show the reflection. The snow, it's going to be the reflection of the trees. Alright, and now I'm going to take that, it's kind of just a mixture of all three. It's not a super bright blue. Doesn't have a whole lot of white, but I'm going to put some streaks side to side. And I'm going to add some white to it. And some more blue. And do some that lighter blue in it. I'm going to do some down here up against for the snow reflection again. Alright. So it looks more like water with that in there. And we're probably not done with that, but alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of trees back here. So I'm going to actually use the same color I was just using in the water. It was just kind of mixture of everything. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to it. And a little bit more white off to the side. And I'm going to do just a few of these lighter trees. And now just add a little bit more of the blue and the black. Make it a little darker. More than that. And I'm just kind of going up and then going back and forth. Make some like leaves coming off. Alright, and now black. Add more black to it. And I'm going to put that along the bottom. And then I'll do some right here. But I'm going to get that more like blue color and put some over here, over the mountain. And blend it in with my finger. Alright, so I'm rinsing that out. Alright, so I just cleaned my palette off there, and I'm going to take my angular shader here, angle brush, and get that white and go over the mountain again, doing a brighter white. Get just a little bit of blue and do some in here on the other side that's kind of shadowed. And do some lighter color in there. A little darker. Okay. Get some more white and do this other side. Alright. Get some of the lighter blue. And some black. Just letting the other colors come off with it. So it's kind of got some more of that blue still. Alright, now I'm going to get some black and do here. The blue. And I'm going to get some black and do some little dots on the mountain. Alright. And get that white. Do a little bit more of that. You can kind of cover over some of the black. Okay. And so I'm going to put some more black where I kind of covered over this section here. Flick some black up into the mountain. So I need to do more of the, I need to do the trees back here. So I'm going to get my number 2 bristle fan. It's Princeton Select, like the angle brush, and I'm going to get the blue and some black and a little white. And I'm going to do it similar to the way we did the trees back here. We're just going to do a little bit with this lighter color, and then I'll do black. Without these other colors in it. So I'm going to go and put some texture back in here. Try to make it look like some trees. Why it's coming off so weird this time. Brush some down in there. Alright, so just a little bit of that lighter color, and now I'm going to get some black. And water the paint down a little. And I'm going to have one high up here. On this side, I'm going this direction. And then on the other side, I go the other direction. Okay, another one over here. Put some texture. I'm covering over that spot that you could see the canvas through over there. Some smaller ones over here. Okay. And water it down some. And there's some like like grass or like some things in the snow over here. So I'm just gonna kind of flick some things in here. And there's going to be some grass here and there. I'm just going in the middle. I'm doing the reflection and the actual grass at the same time. And all right, do a few dots in the snow so that it isn't all perfect. It's got some grass and sticks and things in the snow. All right, so we're kind of quickly moving on to the details that'll kind of finish it off. And I'm gonna, oops, sorry, that made a weird noise. I'm gonna get my angle brush again and get that black. And I want to do some trees. I'm just gonna do the main part first, the main branch. Let's do some sticks and stuff over there. And then, actually right before I do that, I put that in, but I want to get my, I'm introducing a new brush again. It's a 3/8 inch Deerfoot. And you don't have to do this part, but there's like some fog in the back. So I'm going to try to do like a little bit of like fog. Alright, so I got it watered down, and now I'm see if I can get it thicker first. Getting blue, black, and white. I don't want a whole lot of paint, and I'm going to more blue. Let's go around and then get some water and take a lot of the paint off. And go around. Get it watered down and then just go around. And get it thicker. And then go thin on the outside again and wipe most of it off. I'm going to go back with black and kind of, I don't want that much. Go back with some black. Alright, and I want to rinse that out. And so I don't want black in it. And I'm going to get some white. And then put some over there. There's like fog or cloud or something. I want to make sure I don't touch my trees. And just kind of put some foggy, do some white back there. And a little bit of light. I got some of that lighter color in my brush, and I'm just gonna put some fog there. Alright, and so now for the trees, I'm gonna get some black and just do some trees in the front, and I'm not going to worry too much about their shape. I'm just going to stick them in there. And some grass or something in the back. Alright. And then I want to do just a little bit more on the water. We have to put in the trees down here. So I'm going to get like this dark blue first. Alright, and I'll get the black now. Just blend it with my finger a little. And then I'm going to get white, some blue, some black. Just mix it where the blue is. I probably won't need to get more out. If I do, it'll be fine. Alright. And do some do a tree here for these trees. And take that Deerfoot again and just some white and do and I'll just put a little bit in some of these. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna rinse my brush out. And I'm gonna get my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen and sign it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give it a like and subscribe. I post a new video every Friday, and so I hope you enjoyed this, and what we're doing next Friday is going to be this sailboat silhouette. So the printer printed some of the colors a little funny, but you can kind of see what we're doing. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please give it a like and subscribe if you did, and thanks for watching. Bye.